There is a story about a master potter. A student comes to him and asks, "How long will it take me to become a master like you?" The master replies, 10 years. The student, eager to impress, says, "But what if I work twice as hard? What if I never rest?" The master thinks for a moment and says, "In that case, 20 years. The student is confused. "Why?" "Because," the master says, "you are focused on the destination. I am focused on the clay. You cannot rush the shape of things." Welcome back to the inner game of greatness. Today we are exploring the engine room of mastery, the unglamorous, inescapable truth at the heart of all great achievement, the grind. In our last episode, we architected the winning mind. But a blueprint, no matter how brilliant, is just a piece of paper. The building is raised brick by brick, moment by moment, in the realm of action. This is the domain of relentless refinement. Kobe Bryant did not believe in talent. He believed in work. He said, "I've never been the most athletic guy. I'm not the quickest. I'm not the most explosive. But I am the most skilled, and that is a result of my work." His 4 a.m. workouts were not a myth. His obsessive film study was not a story. It was his daily conversation with the clay. He understood that greatness wasn't an event. It was a process. The grind was his guru. In the framework of inner vision architecture, this is the deep, ongoing practice of the middle stages: filtering, transmission, and recognition. It's one thing to have a flash of insight. It's another to embody it. Relentless refinement is how embodiment happens. First, let's revisit filtering. An elite performer's filtering system is ruthlessly optimized for one thing: useful information. When Kobe practiced a fadeaway jumper, he wasn't just putting up shots. With each repetition, he was running a diagnostic. His attention was a high-speed camera, detecting micro-signals from his body. Was my elbow aligned? Was my release point a millimeter too low? Did my guide hand interfere? He was filtering out everything that was good enough and focusing only on the signal of, "Is this perfect?" Most people practice until they get it right. Champions practice until they can't get it wrong. This requires a profound shift in your relationship with feedback. Most of us have a filtering system that interprets feedback as criticism. It triggers our defenses. The master's filter interprets feedback as pure, invaluable data. There's a story of Michael Jordan being coached by the legendary Dean Smith at North Carolina. Smith was a stickler for fundamentals. He would stop practice to correct Jordan on the most basic footwork, even as he was becoming a star. Jordan didn't complain. He didn't roll his eyes. He listened. He filtered the information for its utility, not for its impact on his ego. He understood that the master's eye could see flaws in his architecture that he himself could not. This leads to transmission, the process of unconscious data becoming conscious. After thousands of repetitions, the perfect form of a jump shot is no longer something you have to think about. The knowledge is transmitted from the conscious, analytical mind into the body's own intelligence, into muscle memory. The conscious mind can now be quiet because the body knows. This is the state of unconscious competence. This is what allows a champion to be clutch. In a high-pressure moment, they don't have time to think. They must rely on what has been transmitted and stored through thousands of hours of the grind. Their body, their nervous system, becomes the architect. But the process doesn't stop there. It becomes a loop. As the skill becomes unconscious, The master's attention is now free to detect even more subtle layers of imperfection. This is recognition. They start to recognize not just flaws in their technique, but patterns in their mind. I recognize that when I get fatigued, my focus wavers in this specific way. I recognize that against this type of opponent, I have a tendency to get impatient. This is the next level of the game. It is moving from refining your skills to refining yourself. So how do we cultivate this relationship with the grind? We must re-architect our definition of work. For most, the grind is a punishment, a means to an end. For the master, the grind is the reward. The clay is the reward. The process is the purpose. First, embrace repetition not as a chore, but as a laboratory. Each rep is an experiment. Approach it with curiosity. What can I learn this time? Don't just do 100 repetitions. Do one repetition, 100 times. Each one is the first one, each one is the only one. Second, develop a ritual of review. Kobe watched the tape. A writer reads their sentences aloud. A coder reviews their lines. Create a structured time to look at your work with a neutral, analytical eye. Ask not, was it good or bad, but what worked? What didn't? What can be refined? You are becoming your own best coach. Third, find the joy in the plateau. There will be long periods where it feels like you're not improving. This is where most people quit. The master understands that the plateau is where the deepest learning is happening. It's where the new skills are being consolidated in the nervous system. It's the quiet work of building the foundation. To love the plateau is to love the process more than the outcome. This is the heart of the master's architecture. It is a structure built not on the shifting sands of inspiration or motivation, but on the bedrock of daily, disciplined, devoted action. It is the understanding that the guru you are looking for is not on a mountaintop. The guru is the grind itself. In our next episode, we will explore what all this grinding prepares you for. The art of presence under pressure. We will deconstruct how champions quiet their minds, manage chaos, and perform their best when it matters most, accessing the inner sanctuary that all their refinement has built. For now, the invitation is this. Fall in love with the clay. Find a small, fundamental skill in your life or work, and commit to refining it today, not as a means to an end, but as an act of becoming. The master is not the one who has arrived. The master is the one who is in love with the journey.